Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Paula. How's it going?
Good. Can you hear me? I'm trying to get my headphones to work. So
Well, I can hear you, which is good. So I guess they're working. Can you hear me?
I can hear you through the computer though, not through my headphones. So I don't think they're working.
Yeah, I find it hard sometimes to send because I've got something like that, and sometimes it's hard to send through a laptop. It's easier for a phone.
Mm.
Sweet. So we got a few people on, which is cool. So cool. So what we'll start first is that I'll introduce Paula. So Paula's kindly said she'll jump on and share her story. She's had some massive wins lately, and so we can kind of pick her brain and find out her little secrets on how she has gotten great success. And then, yeah, does that sound cool, everyone?
Yep.
Sweet, awesome. So what we'll do is we'll go around and we'll talk about everyone's wins of the week, and we'll start with Paula. So Paula, what was your win of the week so far?
I made double digits. So that was my win, finally.
It's a great win. It's an awesome win. Very, very good. Super proud of you, Paula, because that's the whole point of the journey, right? Of double digit coaching is to get to the double digits. So very cool. Awesome. Was it a good feeling?
I don't know if I believed it initially. I think I got off and stood on the scales about 10 times.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, now you know you've done it. You pulled it off. And now it's getting to the next goal and keeping it off, which I know you will, which is awesome. So good work. And then we'll go with the one, the only Stella. Let's hear your win of the week.
My biggest win of the week, I suppose, is I've increased my exercise count.
Oh, nice. Good work.
This week. So, yeah, didn't start off well at the beginning of the week, but, yeah, finished with a big thing. It doesn't help when people have birthdays, so,
yeah. Awesome work. Very good. That's an awesome one. Very good. And let's go, Georgia. What was your win of the week?
I feel like my win was I went off track for a meal, but I got back on track. And
That's good.
If I go off, I stay off. So
yeah. Awesome. That was the old Georgia, right? Not the new Georgia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. And Joanne.
My win for this week has just been getting out and exercising, even though it's been really, really hot, and just trying to get out there and keep going.
Awesome. Good work. That's awesome. It can be challenging in the heat, but you know, when you have to do it, you have to do it. So good work.
Thanks.
And let's go, Lisa. What was your win of the week?
Probably staying on track while I was away with my daughter out of town. So yeah, trying to make better choices.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Especially, you know, life can be like this, and you know, travel and stuff like that. But that's awesome. And if you can do it then you can do it anytime. So that's super cool. Good work. Cool. All right, Clara.
Kia ora.
How are you?
Good. Yourself?
That's good. I'm going good. What was your win of the week?
What was my
win of the week? Your biggest win?
I don't know. There's been I don't know. Was I making it to swimming?
Yeah.
Most days.
That's good. Good work. Awesome. Keeping that consistent.
You're trying in between flat batteries.
Yeah. yeah. Oh, good work. All right. Awesome. And Christine in the in the comments, I know your sound isn't working, just write your win of the week. Does she hear me?
You are so different from all of the women that I grew up with. And I love you.
Got it? Chats, nothing yet. Okay. We'll wait for that to come in, and when it comes in, we'll let you know. All right, cool. So what I'll do is I will. Paula, do you want to go off hold, off mute?
Yep.
Paula's off, and what I'll do is just so Paula can talk. I'll put everyone on mute, and then at the end we can all ask questions in the end. Does that sound cool, everyone?
Yep.
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 Cool. Let's chuck everyone on mute. Mute. How's all of this gonna work? Is that everyone? Yeah, that's everyone, I think. Cool. Getting thinner is Christine's win. Good work. Good work, Christine. Cool. Oh, Paula. So just I want to know, just like, I mean, like just your kind of story when it comes to weight loss and kind of what made you, like some of your past challenges, what made you want to jump on with double digit coaching, and yeah, just like your journey starting off. What kind of happened? What brought you to do double digit coaching?
Okay. I think it's almost a year ago.
Not quite a year.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I was, like most people, I think, had tried every diet under the sun, every weight loss thing under the sun, and I'd lose a little bit and then I would just put that back on and more. And then I stopped weighing myself altogether when I hit like over 100 kilos and just thought, no, that's it. I'll just be happy with who I am. And then, blamed genetics. My whole family's large, so that's what it is. It's got nothing to do with what I'm doing. And then I got unwell and thought that this isn't good, and could just see that trajectory of my life happening the same as my family's.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting younger, so I'm nearly 50. And I wanted to make sure that I was around for a long time and enjoy my kids, and I still got a lot of life that I wanted to enjoy. So I thought, no, I have to make some changes. Came across Double Digit Coaching on Facebook and just thought the photos were real and I could see some real success stories with people. So joined up and started having the fortnightly conversations with John, and then with Nadia just recently, or for the last few months as well. And I really struggled with the scales. I really put so much self-worth in what that number was on the scale. So John actually told me to put them away in a cupboard, and I had to send him a photo of them in the cupboard so he knew that they were there. So I didn't actually weigh myself for months. Yeah. And just made those small changes. So I just focused on one thing, just focused on increasing my exercise. Then I focused on sticking to, I think it was about 1,900 calories John had sent a day. Then we dropped it to 1,500. Then we've dropped it to 1,400 instead of trying to do it all in one go, just doing it bit by bit. And then as each change kind of stuck, then we just added something else. So now I'm noticing that I can have friends over, I can go out for dinner, I'm sticking to my calorie budget. It's actually, I don't feel like I'm depriving myself. I don't define my self-worth on the number on the scale anymore, although I did do a bit of a victory dance when it was under 100, which is the first time in a long time. And I just feel healthy. I just feel more energetic, and my skin's better, and I've sleep better, and I'm actually finding that I'm not I'm not craving that horrible food anymore. I'll still have little bits of it every now and then, but I can have a serving and it's actually enough now.
Mhm.
So that's probably my journey, but in a nutshell.
Awesome.
I've told John I'm not a very good public speaker, so.
No, you're doing great. Doing awesome. I was surprised because when you said that, because you came on video a few times, the group coaching course, and you're always fine. So you're doing a great job. So I guess like if you had if you had advice that you could give someone that was struggling, or someone that was struggling with their health and fitness goals, because obviously that happens throughout the journey. We all have our ups and downs. What advice would you give them?
Probably just that one bad choice doesn't define you. It is a long journey, and it's a journey that you want to make for the rest of your life. And it's something that I found that I attributed a lot of my internal characteristics to the choices that I was making. So if I had a bad day and ate 2,500 calories, then I would that had to stop that message that was going through my head of saying, oh, that's it, you're useless, you can't do this, you're never going to lose weight. And actually going, no, it's one bad day, I'll get back on track again tomorrow, and then keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that doesn't define who I am. So it's probably just to be a bit forgiving on yourself and actually allow yourself, because nobody's perfect, and things happen, and we don't always eat the right things or have the opportunity to eat the right things or get up to exercise or swim or whatever it is every day. But as long as you're making the choice to do that more than you're not, whether it's every day or every other day or a couple of times a week or whatever, then you will see the benefits in the long run.
So it's like the biggest thing was that you're saying is like mental self-talk with yourself.
I was really hard on myself, and that narrative that would go through my head, and me putting myself down, not what anybody else was telling me, but it was me putting myself down and thinking that I couldn't do this. Hence why, every time I'd stand on the scales, if I'd lost a bit, I'd be happy. If I'd put on a bit, I'd be really unhappy, and that would drive the rest of my choices for the rest of the day. So that's why we put the scales away, because I had to learn that didn't define who I was.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's cool. And that's what I talk about a lot with double digit coaching. What I kind of realized or stumbled upon was that the reason why people struggle so much with weight loss isn't because of a physical thing, but it's actually a mental and emotional thing, because weight loss is quite simple. It's just pretty much calories and exercise. That's all it is, and that's what it always will be. But the weight loss industry, do this diet, do this program, but really it's actually just very simple. That you just need to be held accountable. You need to have a good mindset, and you just need to be in an environment where you feel loved and supported. And when you have that, it's very simple, but things start happening.
Well, they do. And, the regular phone calls from you initially and then Nadia made me stay on track. I knew I couldn't keep making terrible choices because I was answerable for that.
Yeah.
And, and I would get questioned about that. And that was it, but questioned in a way that didn't devalue me at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And I guess what do you feel like for you was the biggest, with your journey, what was the biggest, I guess, help or the best thing for you to succeed that you could?
Probably the incremental changes. So not trying to do it all at once, which is what I do before. You do the week on 1,200 calories, or you'd cut out bread or whatever, and it was never sustainable. So for me, it was, so we focused on exercise first and just introduced that daily. And once I had that habit, then we started focusing on the nutrition. and that was manageable for me. It didn't become too great a change all at once, and I didn't feel like I was depriving myself at all.
Yeah.
And it felt doable. You know, because you've got to. Oh, I still have a fair bit of weight to lose, so but now it feels doable.
100%. Be 1% better every day, and eventually they'll accumulate, and after 100 days you'll be 100% better.
Yeah, exactly. And probably the one thing that really stuck out for me, I wasn't expecting, was how much better I'm sleeping. So, so then I'm waking up and I'm feeling more energetic, and I want to exercise and I want to eat healthy choices, food choices, because I know that makes me feel better now.
That's awesome. So cool. So cool. All right, cool. Sweet. So I think what we'll do now is that we'll let everyone ask some questions. And then we can kind of have a question. Let's see if anyone's got any questions. Okay, let's unmute. All right, Lisa, I think you're the first one to be unmuted, so I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you have any questions at all?
One that popped into my head was how much exercise do you do every day currently?
I live in a very small rural town in Victoria in Australia. There's no gyms, there's no swimming pool. It's on the coast, so it's very subject to weather. So outside is quite difficult sometimes as well. But a friend of mine put me onto an app called Fit On, which is just yoga or Pilates or HIIT exercises, and you can set to what equipment you've got and what physical level you are. So I'm now at intermediate. It's taken me a while to get there. So I do that. So about 20 to 30 minutes, about 4 times a week I do. And I make sure I try and get, I think I'm up to about 7,000 steps a day. On the weekend I can do more. But during the week with work, that becomes somewhat more difficult. So I'm not doing a great deal.
That's good.
Awesome. And would you, for someone who's like new, would you obviously recommend them to start maybe like 2 to 3 times a week and like build up on that?
That's what I did. So I actually only started with twice a week. I just set that goal initially, then went to 3, then went to 4, and sometimes I might do 5, depending on how I feel, because other stuff happens. Life gets in the way, and kids and, commitments and all the rest of it as well. So it's really important not to set goals for yourself that are unachievable if something goes wrong, because I found that really affected my motivation. So if I set a goal for 3 and I did 4, I actually felt wonderful. If I set a goal for 4 and only did 3, that made me feel really bad. So
makes sense. Cool. All right. Who else can I ask a question? Georgia. Questions.
Yeah. Back at sort of the beginning, before you got into the actually wanting to eat better to feel better, did you have any sort of tactics you did to, if you're sitting there being like, oh, I'd really love some chocolate or whatever, did you have any tactics to kind of distract yourself or push through that type of thing?
I'm a little bit lucky. I don't have my kids are all grown up and gone, so I don't have kids at home anymore. So if I didn't buy it, it wasn't in the house. So that made it quite easy. And again, I'm in a small country town. I don't have Coles down the road. So it's not like I can just, a supermarket down the road I can just go to at any time. So that helped. If I did have stuff in the house though, I hid it so I couldn't see it. So if I opened the cupboard and saw it, I wanted to eat it. So at least if I opened the cupboard or the fridge and it wasn't in my eye line, then I had to make a conscious effort to do it. So that I found for me really helpful.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Just like a thing for cravings, what you could actually do is that at the supermarket and Countdowns, they kind of have like protein, like at the protein bar section, they have like kind of like low carb, kind of sugar free-ish chocolate. And then because my partner, she loves chocolate like crazy, and she'll have that instead. So that's kind of her like meeting in the middle. And in emergencies, when she's really craving, she'll have that. So you can look into that. But yeah, it's in the protein bar. It's in the protein bar section. It's like on the next aisle, and then it's like slightly cheaper. I'll take a picture and send it to you next time.
If you open my cupboard, that's what's in there now. So.
Oh, there we go.
Because you do, like, every now and then you've just got to have that something sweet and a little bit naughty. But I do tend to find now it's more fruit based and things like that, as opposed to chocolates. I'll go for dates and things like that now. Instead, yeah. Mine's salty though. It was the potato chips and things like that. That would be my weakness. Yeah. So
I'm glad to hear that, because I started eating those carbless chocolates that John was talking about. I just bought some last week because, man, I was hanging out for sugar.
Was it all right? Did you like them?
Yeah, well, I've still got 2 in there in the fridge, so yeah, one was satisfying and I was stoked.
Awesome. That's good.
So yeah, I had another one today, but I thought, oh, well, that's pretty good. I'm still seeing as I've got a whole bin full of chocolate here, and I still haven't touched it. So
good work.
Yeah, good willpower.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
That's awesome. Good work. Awesome.
Thanks.
So, Clara, do you have any questions?
No, I'm just sitting here listening, and it just makes sense to me because I started off going swimming 7 days a week, and I thought, oh, I can't do that. It was too much. So now I'm just going every second day, or with my sister.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started backwards. I should have gone a little bit at a time instead of going gung ho.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually really enjoy going to swimming and doing aqua jogging.
Awesome.
Every day. Well, every chance I can get.
Yeah.
And when the pool's open, I don't have that issue with the chlorine anymore.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, I was very happy about that.
Yeah.
But no questions. I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe of everyone.
That's awesome. That's good.
Yeah, thanks for all the feedback.
It's all good.
I actually needed this.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad that we could help.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
So I'm going to be in for the long haul, I think.
That's good. That's good. Some of you still need to book for the 28-day challenge, peeps. You still need to book your call with me, the game plan call. All right. Okay. So we'll go the one, the only. Stella, any questions?
I do actually. Great work, Paula. I can't wait to get back underneath the into the double digits. My question is, I'm about to go on holiday for a month in a caravan. So literally, it does mean that trying to eat correctly and not just do takeaways is a lot harder. Exercise is probably the easiest thing because we be beside the beach the whole time. So I suppose in your journey, did you have anything where you had a long period, like, again, you're a rural town, so you probably know we're going to the sticks, literally. Sometimes we will basically be away from grocery shops for 3 or 4 days. So our plan is to pack up, travel to the next door grocery shop, and then go back out to the beach for another 4 days before we have to come back in. But any ideas?
I haven't done a holiday like that, but in the because I'm in Victoria, so we went into the hard lockdown for COVID for 5 months, and there was that panic buying stuff at the supermarket initially. So there was periods of time when we couldn't always get what we wanted and things like that. what the best thing I found there, because you couldn't buy the fresh fruit and stuff that regularly and vegetables, is I made sure that I drank lots of water. So I wasn't, because you get water from fruits and vegetables as well, but I made sure that I wasn't just eating because I was thirsty. And that I found actually really helped control the calories. And the other thing that I did was just monitor my calories. Not that I was super strict, and like I said before, if you go over for a day, it's one day. It's not, doesn't define your journey. And then just make sure that you can bring it back on track the next day. So if you know you're going to go 4 or 5 days without a supermarket and you're going to be having takeaways or whatever, then just making sure that you're just logging or tracking what you're eating, because those mindless calories add up. And, you know, give yourself a break. If you're going on holidays, then, and like I said, if you do go over for a day, it's one day, and then just keep going again. John will probably tell me off for saying that now.
Oh, all right. No, it's all right. All I would say,
because it's got to be, it has to be sustainable. So, you know, and my biggest thing was learning that that isn't me. It's not who I am. And, you know, I'm so much more than the calories I'm eating or what my scales say. So, and you'll be surprised how much walking you'll actually do on holidays too.
Oh, thank you.
Just on that, you can kind of almost like treat it almost like a game, right? So let's say you can say to yourself, okay, well, what I'm going to do on this holiday is that, you know, 5 days a week I'm going to be good, but on Saturday and Sunday, or 2 days of the week, I can kind of, you know, have the takeouts or whatever, or what kind of, you know, meet yourself in the middle. And if you do step up, that's okay, but just, you know, back on the horse the next game, you know, the next day, because it's like, you know, success is all about how we recover from our failures and learning from the failures and the challenges.
Your advantage there too is that you can't just pop in and get the ice cream and the chocolate and stuff like that. It's not close. So if it's not with you, you can't eat it. So
there's certainly no room for it.
And, you know, if you run out of food, you could always maybe try hunting, like, you know.
Oh no, we're going. We're not actually going hunting. Friends of ours are, so they're going to be supplying us with some venison and that, hopefully. So yeah, it'll be good. But that's all on the barbie.
Oh, sweet, awesome. Venison's very high in protein, so that's good.
Yeah.
Protein. Awesome. Hope there's no vegans on the watching the replay. Like, gone. I'm sorry, team. You can't base. My best friend's like a vegetarian, so yeah, he wouldn't be happy, but it'd be okay. All right, cool. Any other questions at all for Paula? Nope. Oh. Okay, we're on. So Christine says we're on the 4th week on our 28-day challenge. So our last week. How do we keep momentum going and motivation?
Cats.
Yeah, I did that. So I actually set a few different measures for and then, you know, if one went bad and the other one was okay, then that actually kept me motivated. So one of them, well, not for me, wasn't weighing myself, because that just did too many bad things to my head. One of them was actually taking my measurements. So, and even when I did feel like I had a bad week, because I was keeping up the exercise, I noticed my measurements actually going down. Another one was like my clothes fitting better or getting looser, and I've actually had to buy new jeans now, so because the other ones were too big, which was really nice. First time in a long time because they were too big, not because they were too small. So I actually set myself a few different ways of measuring success, and then that's what actually kept me motivated. So if the scale went up but my measurements went down, then I knew I was on the right track. If the measurements didn't change or went up slightly but the scale went down, then that was okay. But if they both went up and my clothes still felt looser, that was okay too. So that was one thing that I did instead of just defining success in one way.
It's awesome. That's so good. So good. I guess also like with me as well, when things aren't going well, it's like, well, you know, at least I'm doing my best, like because I've been doing F45, and you know, I check my weight, it's not going down, and I'm like, well, at least I'm going 5 times a week. That's pretty cool that I'm going 5 times a week. Maybe the weights aren't going up and my weight isn't going down, but I'm still being consistent about this. My habits are being really good, and I'm proud about that. So just finding the wins and staying positive. There's nothing. There's no point about being negative. Just negative stuff happens when you're negative.
No. The one other measurement that I actually added for myself was my sleep. So if I, you know, woke up and knew I'd had a good 8 hours and didn't wake up half a dozen times during the night, which is what I was doing, then that for me was a measure of success as well. So, you know, because, sorry, John, but as women, like, it changes for us depending on where you are in your cycle as well. So I can't just define success being just scales, because if you're feeling really bloated and the scale's blown out a couple of kilos, it's not like, that's not defining your level of success, because in a week's time that's all gone. So you know, but you can do a lot of damage in a week too. So there was other ways to actually measure it.
Awesome, that's good. Very good. Awesome. Golden advice, eh? This is why I wanted to bring Paula on, because you know, someone who's already been hearing from someone who's already been through like what you want to achieve is super helpful. So yeah, thank you very much, Paula, for taking your time out and talking to us. And I'm super proud of you. And yeah, you've done awesome. I think we've been probably working together for 9 months.
9 months, there you go.
Yeah, I still remember our conversation. Yeah,
I know you made me cry in our first conversation.
I'm a bad man, but my friends sound mean. But when someone gets emotional, that's when I know that that's pain, and pain's a very good motivator. So I always knew you were going to do great things. So yeah.
Well, there you go. It took 9 months, but getting there.
Slow and steady wins the race, you know.
Yep.
I always said I was a tortoise, so we're team tortoise. No one wants to be the hare. The hare lost, so very good. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, team. I'll catch up with all of you soon, and thanks again, Paula. And remember, guys, to book in if you're part of the 28-day challenge, book in your game plan call, because that's important to see what the next step is going to be for you. If you want to do another program with us, or if you know you want to go your own way, or whatever it may be, it's good that we have a chat to see what's up. But either way, it's all good. Cool.
Yep.
Sweet. All right. I'll see you all very soon. Goodbye, team.
Yep.
Thanks, Paula.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Paula.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.